Beautiful. JD talking sports. What a day. What a day. We have 2 football games. We have all the Rockies on. Cowboys find another way to lose a game, which blows my mind. Dak says he sucks. He kind of does. He does suck. Dak did not have a good game at all. Everybody's talking about, well, the company of Jace, really Rob and Aaron think that Belichick will go to Dallas when McCarthy is fired. The Cowboys gave up a franchise record 48 points in a playoff game. The Knicks are on at 3 against the Magic. We have football at 4:30. You should have seen I don't know. I call it the Bill Stadium, whatever it was called before. I can't keep up with the name changes and all that stuff. But the snow that they put in the tunnels to go into the stadium filled. I mean, there's snow. The field's okay, but there's a ton of snow in the stands. They said there's a chance of snow during the game today. It looks cold out. You got the Knicks in 50 minutes. The Fab Five were back for the first time since they played. I see that Chris Webber and I'm blanking on his name. The guy is on ESPN with the glasses. I have a picture of them, the Fab Five. Not Juwan Howard. I'm blanking. Maybe Josh can help me on the guy I'm thinking of right now. It's just, I'm blanking that, and I see his face. I see his face right now, Josh. I just can't own. My cousin Al, it's freezing in Galveston. He just sent me, I'm looking to hire people interested in making $1 million a year. No, this is not a multi-level marketing scheme. We will be committing fraud. Okay. He sent me that today. And I saw Texas Scott Bond, the former number 1 receiver at Alabama. DeBoer is now at Alabama. Washington is replacing him with Jed Fish from Arizona. Now he's going, and he should be bringing his quarterback with him, and he has a top wide receiver too, so we're going to see if that happens. The Lions won a playoff game for the first time since 92. Dan Campbell is my guy. Dan Campbell is phenomenal. I wish he was coaching the Jets. He is not. There was a questionable call at the end where definitely Nakua got his jersey pulled, but they were missing calls left and right. They need full-time refs, and I agree they need a ref a ref up in a booth, because what's happening right now is you have these old farts calling games, missing calls. There was definitely an encroachment on the Rams yesterday. 2 players, they ended up calling it. They called. It wasn't even encroachment. They called a delay of game, whatever what's the term they use for that? When they false start on the Lions, and there would have been a first down. They would have been driving before the end of the first half. The Rams were down 21-17 at the half. They held them to 3 points in the second half, 24-23. Not a lot of offense, but at the end, when they needed big plays, Campbell had Goff throwing the ball for first downs, and they ran out the clock. And because the Packers beat the Cowboys, the 2 seed, the Lions are going to host another playoff game next week. It'll either be the Eagles or the Bucks. And we were talking today that if Sirianni bombs this week, I can't see him losing to Baker Mayfield. I can't see Baker Mayfield winning a playoff game. But if he does, that they feel that he could be replaced by Harbaugh. Harbaugh could be the next Eagles coach. He could be the next Chargers coach. They had a parade yesterday. J.J. McCarthy is going pro. J.J. McCarthy didn't even throw for 200 yards the last 6 games of the season. He threw for over 200 in the Rose Bowl win over Oklahoma, and threw for $140 in the win over Washington, and they ran the ball 30 times against Penn State this year in a row. McCarthy, they said he has the arm, NFL arm. He's not even 21 yet. He just got engaged to his girlfriend. I wish him the best, but I don't feel he's ready for the NFL. I just don't feel like he should be going and moving on. I don't see that happening at all. I just think that's a bad. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I just think that he could have used another year of grooming, of just, playing. And he's only just turning 21. And it almost feels like Michigan fans are happy with the 1 championship. That's why I wanted Milton on, because I wanted to know, are you just happy you won 1? Saban was already preparing for the next season, like within, Brooke has joined us. How you doing, Brooke Brawny? It almost seems like Michigan fans are content with the 1 championship. And I'm like, really? You're okay with 1? And I would kind of want more. Like Saban, 6 hours later, was already preparing for next season. And I feel, Aaron was saying today that he felt the NIL and the transfer portal with football got to Saban. I think he did his greatest coaching job. I think he hit a wall. I think maybe he just said that's enough. He has more money than he can deal with, than he knows what to do with. Maybe he wants to take a year off. He's 72 years old. What else does he have to prove? He's the greatest college coach ever. Maybe he wants to take a year off, go to the pros. I don't think so. I don't think he wants more of this. I think he just said, Aaron, you might be right. The game is changing, and this isn't working the way I thought it would. I've had success. I haven't won a championship in a couple of years. Georgia, Tommy Rees is now a co-offensive coordinator for Georgia, so he leaves Bama for Georgia. Players can leave 30 days have 30 days to transfer after the coach leaves, so that Washington, they said, possible to lose 9 of their 11 starters on offense from the championship game just on Monday, which is crazy. And they said that, you have all this transfer portal stuff, and maybe they said Jalen Milroe is coming back to Bama. DeBoer's got a big job. I think he's going to still be involved with the program, Saban. Maybe, Saban just said, hey, 17 years, 6 natties, 7 if you include LSU. Won at least 10 games the last 16 years he was there. Every year they were competing for championships. Just hit a wall. Maybe just hit a wall. The grind and everything. Maybe he just saw that was it, that he went as far as he could. They lost in overtime to Michigan, and it's time to move on to something else. I don't know. I don't know what the true answer here is, but yeah, I had a whole argument with Lanker yesterday too. All the Cowboy hate online, and I said it's America's team. And I asked, the guys. I asked Rob what he thought. I asked Aaron, and Rob says the media hypes them every year. Every year they're going to do this. So the first team ever to win 12 wins 3 years in a row and not make a conference championship game. 36 wins. The only win with the Cowboys from McCarthy, they won last year the wild card game over the Bucks. They've lost 10 of the last 11 games to the Packers. 10 of the last 11 Cowboys. And Lanker sent me this today, which I thought, if you look at this without seeing anything, what he sent me today? Well, we were talking on and on about the Cowboys ad nauseum, why people hate them. Okay, so Dak throws for 461 passes yesterday. Dak averages 4.9 yards per carry. Cowboys average 4.9 yards a carry. CeeDee Lamb goes for 110. He had 2 catches for 18 yards in the first half, and they were after the 2-minute warning. Gallup goes for 103. Love completes only 16 passes. Reed, Watson, and Melton combined for 16 yards. Carlson is not a good kicker. Missed another extra point. I think that was his 6th or 7th this year. Packers have 77 penalties for 66 yards. Cowboys win time of possession, and they were down 27-0, 27-7. Then it was 27-10, 34-10. Then 41 points in 3 quarters is out of control. Out of control. Yeah, and Fox cameras caught Dak Prescott taking a look in the mirror. He had a pick 6 where they said he threw it a little too soon, and if he would have, and one of his other receivers was wide open. They always say that after the fact. It's much easier to say after the fact. But yes, Dak gets to the playoffs, and when Dak gets to the playoffs, he gets choky. He chokes a lot. Yes. Josh, what did you say? I'm a little behind, but my buddy Bumble said this. He said that since they proclaimed themselves America's team, I hated them, plus Jones is a douche. In the 80s, they were South America's team, and this is for Rob. So the Mets are signing 4 of MLB's pipeline's top 50 international free agents for this period. Giovanni Rodriguez, a catcher, number 6. Number 26, Raymel Ortiz, a shortstop. Number 31, Yency Rivas, a shortstop. And number 41, Edward Lantigua, an outfielder. Also signed Vladimir Guerrero's brother, Vladdy Miguel Guerrero. They'll sign 20 players today. Will this lead to anything? I don't know. Oh, so Josh says that's what he said also about that. About the Cowboys. But they all, I was trying to be serious with the guys. Why is it? And Rob says, I think it's that the team believes all its hype. All the media does is talk about Dallas and how good they were and finally going to NFC Championship game. And the players didn't come out ready and the coaches got out coached. Okay, and Dak is bad in the playoffs. I agree. Dak is bad in the playoffs. I agree. Yeah, I